Hey everyone, welcome to video 2 on solving radical equations. Still working with some square roots here. So again, if you've watched video 1, we're going to look into isolate our variables. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add 5 to both sides here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and add 5 to both sides, and I'm left with 3 times the square root of 4a equals 18. Okay, then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to divide each side by 3. Because 3 times the square root, we want to undo that multiplication, and we're going to undo that with division. So we're left with the square root of 4a, okay, equals 6. Remember, to undo a square root, we square both sides. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. Remember, it's an equation. We want to keep everything balanced. So we're going to be left with 4a equals 36. And to solve for a here, we're going to go ahead and divide. We're going to divide by 4. Okay, so we divide each side by 4. And I'm left with a equals 9. So that's my solution. Yes, based on our last example, definitely check this. You definitely want to check your solutions here. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. We're going to have 3 times the square root of 4 times our a value, minus 5, and does that equal 18? That's what we're checking. Our a value is 9, so there's our substitution. Okay, and we're going to have 3 times the square root of 36 minus 5, does that equal 18? So you have 3 times the square root of 36, okay? Okay, 6 times 3 minus 5, okay? And oops, does that equal, I said 18, that should be 13, everybody. I apologize, I was thinking. So there is 13 here, sorry, 13. And 18 minus 5 does equal 13. If it was 18, it wouldn't work out. So our answer did work out here. Sorry about that. That should be 13, not 18. All right, so let's look at our second example here. And we've got 12 equals 2 times the square root of 2 times the quantity x plus 1. And that is going to be minus 4. Minuses are having trouble showing up today. Okay, so let's go ahead and notice how everything here is under the radical. So the first thing we actually are going to do here is we're going to divide everything by 2, and we're going to be left with 6 equals the square root of 2 times the quantity x plus 1 minus 4, all under that radical. Now we just have the radical, so guess what we're going to do now? We're going to go ahead and square both sides. That's how we undo a square root. So we square both sides, okay? And then we're going to be left with 36 is equal to 2 times the quantity x plus 1 minus 4. Okay, we've got to get to that x, so let's go ahead. Now there's a lot you can do here. You can distribute, but I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add 4 to both sides, okay? And I get 40, and that's going to be equal to 2 times the quantity x plus 1. I could distribute here, but I'm not going to. I'm going to go ahead and divide each side by 2. You could have distributed. There's a lot of ways you can do this. 40 divided by 2 is 20, and that equals x plus 1. And so now we just subtract 1 from each side. Okay, so our answer ends up being 19 is equal to x. So I'm going to run out of space here. I'm going to tell you that the answer does check out there. X is 19, but if you wanted to, you can go back and plug it in like I did here on the check. I'm going to run out of space. So that is all I have for examples 3 and 4. If you have any questions or comments, let me know. We'll see you next time.